so many opportunities to win this football game, and it's just not going to be. And now, of course, with 2 losses in the Patriot League and Holy Cross looking like they certainly are the team to beat, and they're not going to give up a loss to anybody easily. If you're going to win a Patriot League championship, you have to beat Holy Cross. That's just been the way it's been. They've won 5 championships in a row. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
Yeah, you said it, Gary. The road normally runs through Worcester or runs through Easton, and here's some Holy Cross highlights. And many of their highlights came in the first half, and this was a huge play right off the bat. As you see, Max Mosey right there, 58 yards from Pazanski. He's going to go down the sideline. Some miscues defensively, and then you see this play here. Again, Lafayette just inside out. It didn't get a chance to combo it as Edward gets beat to the edge, and Shorter gets in for the 6-yard touchdown. It's 14-0. And then Lafayette, again, an inability to continue to stay on the field offensively, gives the ball back to Holy Cross. A 4-yard run by Mosey out of the Wildcat there makes it 21-0. And then Lafayette finally gets on the board here with a 2-yard throw to Ethan Hosack from Dean DeNoble. Gorgeous throw. And then Dean takes it in his own hands as Lafayette picks up a fumble on the kickoff, cuts that lead to 21-14. And a beautiful run here coming out of the backfield. You know, I think he ended up with close to 100 yards. Jamar Curtis takes that one into the end zone. Really well done there for Lafayette. And, you know, they cut the lead, but that field goal right before the half made it a 10-point lead instead of a 7-point lead. And this was a huge play. I thought it was a targeting call on Dean DeNoble. They didn't call it. And then some good defense in the secondary there by Eli Thompson, a team that's been really much maligned in the secondary. They came up big today. They made big play after big play. Thompson making 2 of those, and then a poor kick here by Jack into the line of scrimmage. That ball gets blocked. Lafayette would have had 3 more points on the board. And then Lafayette comes right back. A gorgeous catch here for Caracia as he goes down the middle to keep that drive alive. And then a nice run here by Jamar to get the ball down inside the red zone. Good throw here. Again, that's that fake screen. They hit Holmes for a touchdown in the end zone. They're going to cut that lead to 7. And then you kind of get the feeling like Holy Cross was holding on. And Lafayette even blocks a field goal. Beautifully done there. Well done by Tristan Roundtree, and Lafayette gets one more opportunity, but comes up a little bit short in the red zone like they did all day. Yeah, they wanted to ring that bell again, and they could not quite do that. As this one ends in as we said, a very tough loss for the Leopards, 34-28. We will, of course, have our post-game show coming up. Megan will have a chance to talk a little bit with Coach Trox, and this one's going to hurt. This is going to hurt for quite a while, and you can't fault the effort at all by the Lafayette Leopards. Let's go down to Megan. Here she is.
Coach, to think that your team was down 21-0 in the 4th quarter with the chance to win it.
Yeah.
What type of resilience did your group show today?
No, I mean, they showed a lot of resilience. I mean, you know, we missed opportunities. We were in the red zone 3 times in the second half. We come away with 0 points. You know, you can't do that. I mean, if we score on one of those, you know, it's a different game. And, you know, but I'm proud of the kids. They didn't stop. You know, they kept playing hard. You know, we still got a lot of football left, as I just told them, and you know, we're going to find out who we are coming down the stretch.
Jamar continued to shine today, really just doing everything that he could to get offense for your team. How does he just continue to be such a staple for that unit?
Well, you know, he's an explosive player. He's one of the best players I've been around. So, I mean, you know, he studies, he knows what he's doing, and he's out there making plays, and, you know, we're glad he's on our side.
Coach, thank you so much.
Thanks, appreciate it.
John?
Thank you, Megan. Phil, what can you say? I mean, you heard John talk about those 3 opportunities. I think they were all in the 3rd quarter in the red zone. Yep. You come away with no points against an explosive offense like Holy Cross, and there was the game, I think.
Well, that'll do it, you know, and you can second guess all you want, right, or complain about the officiating and whatnot, but you didn't get it done, and you know, it was just you know, being too far behind, too little, too late. You know, being 21 points behind in the first half, and just not being able to make that up.
You know, to me, Phil, this game kind of is a microcosm of what this league is like this year. I mean, this was it's one of those games where it's a shame someone had to lose it, but if for a while there, I was thinking, well, you know, this year, if you're Coach Cullen, you're thinking, well, this is what we do. We lose by 1. Lafayette makes that, oh, yeah, it's like this is what we do, and it would have been a 35-34, and we talked in the pregame about this Holy Cross team losing 4 of their 5 games by a total of 12 points. I thought we were
hoping for that 13th point, right?
Exactly, I know, but you're right. You know, John talked about the resilience. Not that you've been in this kind of situation before. You're down the stretch. The team is down. What's the mentality in that locker room going forward?
Well, I was very happy to see the way that they did pull through. Right, they didn't give up, played till the very end, and that's what you got to go. You got to count on your upperclassmen, and that they're gonna rally the crew and move forward, and you still got some big games ahead.
And look who has rejoined us. Megan, interesting. John Troxell, as steady as they come in terms of his demeanor after a good win. Or a tough loss.
It really is. And to think that that's the leader that this team has, right? And that is why this team is able to play the game that they played today. Yep. Down 21-0, and to be able to have the opportunity to win it in the fourth quarter, it's because of their leader. He has so much trust in his players. You can feel it. Mm-hmm. I think both of you could also oblige with this, right? Even when Lafayette was down today, you didn't really feel it on the sideline. You still felt like, okay, there's still positivity there. No one was hanging their heads, and I think it really stems from top down, right?
And that's where I had some questions, right? That's what we talked about. Like, it was an identity game, and I think they showed us something, that they are not going to, we've had some games where we've been down, and it's been a roller coaster up and down, and we've given up maybe a little bit. This game, they just didn't give up.
And the issue, Phil, I agree with you. Down the stretch when we had the ball with 2 minutes left, I had every confidence. It just had that sense. I mean, in the end, we outscored them in the second half, 7-3. I mean, in a game that had all that explosive offense, and we ended up accumulating 424 yards of total offense. Both sides, the defense in the second half and the offense overall, I thought played very, very well. This is a tough one to take because we played so well at times. We played so well, and it was right there. And as you said, Phil, we're really going to be tested down the stretch now. This team has to bounce back.
Yeah, and now it's the question of the resilience. Can the resilience come through on the road? Because now the Leopards, they just wrap up a 3-game homestand, and now off to the road they go. Bucknell is up next weekend. Final thoughts here, gentlemen. What are you looking forward to?
Bucknell had an impressive win today.
They did.
Of course, I went 0 for 3 in my picks, so I remember that score. But yeah, you go on the road in the Patriot League, it's going to be tough. But remember, this team is the defending Patriot League champion. Yes. They if for nothing else, and there's plenty of pride to play for, you want to have that winning record. And Phil, you know this better than anybody. There's that nugget at the end of the season over in Bethlehem, and everybody looks forward to that one.
And you want to have some momentum going into that game, obviously, and hopefully you do.
Well, we will have some momentum in November when we are back for a home game. That's going to do it from us, from John Leone, Phil Ang, myself, Megan Caffrey, Gary Laubach, Mike Joseph, and our entire crew. We will see you in November when Lafayette is back home.